Yo, what is up, guys? It is fxckitzkxn here, and today we are in Rocket League, and we found a scammer today who claimed they could duplicate when they could not, and he decided that he was going to try it anyway, knowing full well that there was no actual duplication method. As far to my knowledge, there is no duplication method. And here he is in the Mantis, I do believe. I think it's the Mantis that is. Maybe the new car. I'm not sure which. They do look rather similar. And he has the inverted stellars and the Torah on. So MC Skeleton 5498 here. Now he has no audio. He does have audio actually, but it's not a. You cannot hear it because it is very quiet. It seems. I'm not sure why that was because his. I could hear him in the party, and when I was recording it, I don't think he I don't know why you can't hear him very much. You can hear him, but I talk quite loud, so that's part of the reason why you won't be able to hear him much. But we've got the relevant parts where I say duplication, he says yes. Now I think this kid was German, so I had to speak a little bit of German to him, and I cannot speak very much German at all. I can do very basic things. So he says in the match, I'm going into a 2v2 match, casual, drop in the middle of a game, and I concede a goal. He says teammate, and then it was his fault that it went in basically. But he gave it straight to them basically. But then I conceded a goal, my bad. But then he said, teammate, I can duplicate. So I said, okay, invite me. Well, oh my god, inv. So he invites me. I invite him to a party because I wanted to catch his voice, and I did get a little toxic towards the end, and I really did, which is why I'm obviously recording over it, because I will be recording over this because I would prefer to do a proper voiceover. And you can see I have 23 black markets, I do believe, if not 22. I didn't actually end up showing them all, I don't think, in this part. So we run into this guy. He wants to duplicate my 20xx and something else, but he said whatever else he wanted in his language, so I didn't understand. So he didn't actually end up, well, attempting that because I didn't know what he was saying. So he says, you give it to me for free, and I duplicate it. So obviously I'm apprehensive to the fact that he could just run off with my items. So I'm saying, because there was a language barrier because he couldn't speak much English and I can't speak much of his language. So there was a language barrier, but I could eventually get him to say, like I was scamming in the party. And he says he can duplicate there in the chat. I leave the chat open, and I say when he puts the mantis in, because I asked for a trust item. I asked for that quite a lot during the duration of this clip, and I say something kind of more along the lines like value of a striker 20xx. Striker 20xx at this moment in time is 12 to 13, I do believe, and I bought it for 10, quick sell, but not relevant. And he is basically saying, you want to duplicate or not, but he spoke very broken English. And now, guys and girls, I want to say there is no such thing as a duplication glitch to my knowledge. There is no such thing. And see, I put the Forest Green Island King in, and I say, can you duplicate that? He says, no, I need good items. And that's the typical thing you'll hear someone who claims to duplicate say, I need good items. It's not the way it works. There is no duplication glitch. Do not get yourself caught up in it. Although, if you can get him to give you something first, him or her, although most of the time I never come across girls on Rocket League. But, so, if you can get something off him first, you should keep it or give it away to the community and teach him a lesson, because it's not right. And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get him to give me something first so I could keep it or give it out. I was intending to keep it because, I don't know, I mean, that was my train of thought at the time. That I was very pissed off at the fact that he tried. Yeah, it was a Mantis. I was very pissed off at the fact. So we go to the trade here, and then obviously I take it out, and I'm like, you fucking scammer, blah blah blah. And he say, I'm no scam. I'm not scamming. I'm like, there's no such thing as a duplication glitch. You go on YouTube. I lie about having 50,000 subscribers, but to be fair, it's more of a, how would you say, a scare tactic in a way. It's more of a scare tactic. So he says, I don't a scammer. and he said several things in the party, but it's all very broken English, so I don't really understand. And he basically says, like, I think he says, my friend taught me to scam, or I've been scammed. I'm not sure which he said, because it was very broken English and hard for me to understand. So there was a language barrier. But he claims he can duplicate, and I'm hoping that you guys who are watching can share it around. I don't make like YouTube videos very often at all, but it's important that people see these things because it's important that the Rocket League community, it's such a big community. Some parts are very toxic, some aren't. On the whole, generally, the Rocket League community is quite toxic, but there's also good parts of the community, and I've been lucky enough to experience some of the good parts. But this guy was not very wholesome, to say the least. I mean, I got very toxic, actually, and I will admit I did get quite toxic. And I'd say rightfully so, because, you know, this, I don't even think this is the first time for it to happen to me. It's such a common instance that, I mean, I think most people have learned this no duplication glitch now. I think 9 out of 10 people now have learned. But I say to him, when I put loads of black markets in, I mean, he leaves the party, actually. I think this is where he leaves the party and leaves the game, basically. And he keeps inviting me back to the game no less than 30 seconds later, 35 to 45 seconds later. He invites me to the game over and over. So I invite him to the party. I was like, why'd you keep inviting me? He's like, you want to trade? It's like, I'm not going to trade for your items because if I give you something, you could potentially use that to scam in the future, and I do not want to be responsible for that. And I am bang on correct. I should not be giving him anything at all, and nor should you. Do not trade with that guy at all. I was getting very pissed off towards the end, but as you can see, I'm on that screen where it just says leave party. It's because I'm looking through, I think I'm looking through my party invites, etc. And I say what, and then I say it again, and he decides that he wants to trade again. So I say to him, you know, Psionics will. I'm not sure how Psionics' like method works. I'm not sure how they do it, but I did say to him, you'll have your account your Rocket League account permanently banned. I'm not 100% sure if that's true. It's most likely not true because Psionics will take action in their protocol the way they decide, which is more than fair enough. I understand that. So I told him to join the party. He joins the party. So we're just talking, like, I'm speaking any bits of German I can because I was fairly sure he was German. And I don't know if you can actually hear him in these clips. You might be able to, you might not be able to. But because I'm doing a voiceover, it doesn't really matter anyway. Because this is a voiceover of the actual, like, video. I'm voicing over the party chat. And so he's just, I mean, you just shouldn't trade with people like this. They're just scammers. They're doing anything to get what they want. And I got every one of my items legitimately. Every one of them. Buying quick sells and making my profit. I see, this is where I show all my black markets, like, I'm rich, I don't need, you know, I'm kind of rich, I don't really need to, like, scam. I don't need to scam to have all these. I earn them legitimately. It's like, he's got fuck all, if I'm completely honest. And that shows how shit his scamming methods are, because he's got nothing through scamming. And I don't know if he's done this before, he might have, he might not have. But I'll be honest with you, like, this is the second time in 2 days someone has tried to... The second time in less than 24 hours someone has tried to scam me. This is the second time in less than 24 hours someone's tried to scam me out of something. Not the same method, and I also will most probably have the other video someone tried to scam me up on the channel at some point. It's just a matter of when, because it was only for, like, one non-crate very rare. The trick is with that scam where they put a load of trash in with it. So I can't remember what I was giving this guy. This isn't the same guy, but I was giving this guy, I can't remember what for his non-crate very rare, but he takes up, I tick up, we're doing it, he cancels, I open my chat, blah blah blah, why did you cancel? He takes it out, the non-crate very rare when I'm not looking because my chat's open across my screen, and then I notice that when it's on 1 second until the trade, he tried to scam me. And I'm trying not to be too toxic about scammers because, I mean, it doesn't reflect very well. It really doesn't reflect well on myself as a person. Talking, like, being toxic about it. It really doesn't reflect well, but it's not fucking right. Do not trade with this guy. Share it anywhere you can. Share it to Reddit. Well, I'll be sharing it to Reddit, Rocket League Exchange. Share it to the communities. Share it to anyone you know who Rocket League trades. Because this guy is a dirty, well, he attempted scammer. He dirty attempted scammer. I will be linking this to Psionics. I mean, just, if you see this video, let your mates know. I'm not asking for publicity from it. I'd just rather people know and stay safe when they're trading from people like this, because it's so easy to be scammed. It's absolutely unreal now. It's very, very easy. And honestly, he says, my friend from my have scamming. It basically means, I'm not sure what he meant by that. You'll have your items taken away. As I say, I'm not sure if that's true. It's most likely not the case, because Silence's protocol will probably be something like, he'll probably receive a warning or something like that. I'm not 100% sure yet, because I think I've probably been scammed once, and it wasn't even for something that bad. I mean, a scam's a scam, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't a major dent in my trading. I think it was like, I thought this guy put a black toon sketch in and he didn't, basically, and he put a normal one in. So it was my bad. I'll deal with it, but not this guy though. This is somebody else. I just want to make that very clear. This wasn't the same guy. But if you do see anyone scamming, just link it. Just do a quick voiceover like me, or you don't even have to. Just link it to Psionics, and just like get it sent over, because any action that needs to be taken as quickly as possible from when it happened. Because this is a 15 minutes voiceover. There's still 3 minutes of this voiceover I've got to do left, and even then I might just clip off this end. But if you get caught up with someone who you think's a scammer, don't have anything to do with them. Don't be like affiliated with them in any way. Sorry, I don't want to scamming you. Sorry, he isn't sorry. I said that to him in the party. You're not fucking sorry. It's like, you wouldn't have done it if you wouldn't have done it if you're not sorry. I'm surprised the people in the chat didn't say anything when we was in the match where he said he could duplicate, and I wasn't apprehensive. I said, oh my god, invite me, basically. But at the end of the day, don't trade with this guy. Don't trade with Simply Carl either, because he tried to scam me as well. I mean, you can choose to trade with these people if you want. It's just, you should if you'd like prefer not to be affiliated with people like this, just don't trade with them, and that's it. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave it here. You have been awesome, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video very soon.